Good morning, everyone. Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is the 18th of August. It is Thursday, 2022. And here we are, foggy morning here at the homestead. Had more rain through the night, and yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. But so yeah, this is what I got here today. Don't see a whole lot past anything. Lots of fog. But anyway, so let's get into this video. We're going to talk about a little bit about food storage and two things that I think are hugely important when it comes to food storage, especially canned goods. So we're talking about canned goods first, okay? First in, first out. So what do I mean by that? If you have whatever you bought first way back when, that's what you should be using up first when it comes to your food storage. And like I said, we're basically talking canned goods here. Certain other things have a nice long shelf life, which is great, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But so first of all, with canned goods, the importance of when you see on a can, and it has on their best by date, right? So maybe that canned good is, according to the best by date, maybe a year and a half or 2 years or whatever the case may be. It depends on what it is. Well, first of all, the important thing to realize is a best by date does not mean that that food goes bad after that date. So many people misunderstand this, and what they end up doing is throwing away good food. And so what happens is after that best by date, that food starts to lose its nutritional value. Okay, doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't anything like that. Now, if you open up a can of whatever, maybe it's 2 years old, 3 years old, whatever, and it has a bad smell, or the can is swollen, those are definitely signs that the food is not good. So you would definitely want to get rid of it in that case. But canned goods will last a long time past the best by date. So that's something that you really do need to know, because it's important to be able to, you still need to eat that food, especially if you're in an SHTF situation or you're looking to do long-term food storage. But the rotation part is also hugely important. So if you buy, I'm going to use an example, raviolis, okay? You like raviolis, so you stock up on raviolis. The other important thing when it comes to food storage, especially with canned goods, you should be storing things that you like, things that you eat on a regular basis. So when it comes to, ravioli, SpaghettiOs, green beans, corn, peas, whatever, if it's something that you eat regularly anyway, you're going to be eating it, you're going to be replacing it, and you're going to be eating your oldest stuff that you have first. So the first stuff that you bought, you would eat first, and then you would put, like, say if you buy, an example, the way to continue to add to your storage. So if you eat 1 can of raviolis a week, right? When you go to the store to replace that can of raviolis that you've eaten, you buy 2 cans of raviolis. Now the next week you eat another can of raviolis, and now you go back and you buy 2 more. So now you're building up your stockpile, and that's a really good way to do it slowly. Now, me personally, I go in and I buy by the case if I'm buying something that I'm trying to stock up on. But that's an example of what you would do as far as, canned goods goes. When it comes to dry goods have a lot longer shelf life, especially depending on what you have. Rice will last forever if stored properly. That's an important thing. Rice is forever. Honey is another one that is forever. They pulled honey out of King Tutankhamun's grave after 2,000 years, and it was still good. So that's another one. When it comes to beans, like any kind of beans, like split peas, yellow peas, lentils, uh, black-eyed peas, black beans, uh, pinto beans. All those dried goods like that are going to have a 30-year shelf life. So again, cool, dry places where you're going to be storing them, and they will last 30 years with no issues. Now again, this is something that you should be eating on a regular basis because you want to have your body used to eating these different foods. Okay, you don't want to all of a sudden go into an SHTF situation and you have stockpiled all this stuff that you've never eaten, and then all of a sudden now you have to start eating this. Your body's going to be going through an adjustment period anyway in an SHTF situation, just strictly because of not having the normal stuff that you're eating. Like, we're not going to be going and getting deli meat anymore. So I mean, if you have, there's a lot of things that can store long term that are going to be okay. But again, you should be eating what you're storing. That's an important aspect of prepping as well. Getting that in that rotation, eating those things, and doing that, and seeing how that goes. Like I said, the rotation part of it with everything that you're getting to is really, really important, because then that way you don't have, like with the beans and the rice and honey and those different things like that, pastas, that's like pastas will store for a long, long time as well. Again, the key, cool, dry place, optimal storage conditions. So if you can get yourself a root cellar or an underground storage unit of some sort, where you can keep that constant temperature. Once you're under the frost line, it's always going to be 58 degrees. So depending on how north you are, the frost line gets deeper. The further south you get, the frost line gets lower, obviously. So if you get underground, the Earth's temperature is always going to be 58 degrees. So that is like the best possible, place to store things. Now, obviously, you got to keep an eye on humidity and those type of things as well. So that's an important aspect of it as well. So those are things to pay attention to. So just some tips when it comes to food storage, and I would encourage you all to make sure you're rotating things. Make sure you're utilizing the food that you're storing, that you're eating that, and that you are not getting sucked into the fact that it says best by date. So many people get sucked into that, especially with canned goods. Those canned goods will last for years. I've eaten things that were 7 years past the best by date, and I'm still here. So that's just an example. I will do that myself, and so trying to look at being as smart as possible. Obviously, you're going to want to try to keep that rotation going and eat your things sooner. But again, store what you like to eat. Don't just store things because that's the right thing to store. That's important as well. So it's just a few things to think about. Definitely would like to hear your guys' feedback on this video. What do you think with canned goods? What is your rule of thumb with canned goods? As far as the other long-term food storage things, do you have plenty of those? Like, literally, guys, I'm going to tell you what, pasta is cheap. Pasta is so, so cheap, and it stores pretty well. I have a ton of pasta that I have been storing for years, and it's absolutely fine. Keeping an eye on your food storage. Making sure critters aren't getting into your things. That's why if you can do it, glass jars are awesome. They're not chewing through glass jars. Okay, so and that would be more for your pastas, your rice, your oatmeal, flour, those type of things. Glass jars. So recently you saw that I had quite a few new glass jars that were sent down here. My sister sent them down, and awesome to have for food storage. Just a really, really good thing. So anyway, real quick, I'm going to talk about my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community there, which is a resource that we have set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. You're a good girl. No credit card information is asked, but once you're in, check out the message boards and look for people in your state or your country. Also, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store, so check that out as well. It is, if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you will see the Forefathers logo. Click on that, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, you can save 15% on that purchase by using the discount code PrepperNurse1. Okay. Last but not least, we have the Legacy freeze-dried foods. So check them out as well. Again, it is go to preppernurse1.com, click on store, it'll drop down, you'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that, it will take you to the store within the website. 25-year shelf life, GMO-free, gluten options available for people that need that. Also, it is vegetarian, but there are beef and chicken options that can be purchased separately. So definitely a good thing to have in your long-term food storage. I highly recommend you have that with everything else. Anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off of here for now. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 I think in the morning, and we are this foggy still. Remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.